Alright, hello everybody and welcome as we're going to get things kicked off here in our semi-final matchup for the Nebraska Schools Esports Association State Finals here in Starcraft 2 Division 3. Super excited to get things kicked off as we will have Locojordo and Tortlemaster getting ready to play a game of Starcraft here. We'll be playing on Berlingrad, and we'll get things kicked off. So, first off, we'll talk about Locojordo, who is our player from David City, Jordan Pilak. He's a senior, and this is his first appearance in the NSESA's Starcraft Finals. So, congrats to Locojordo making it here, and Tortlemaster, or Locojordo, is going to be down here on the pink side. Up here on the blue side, we are going to have Louisville's Tortlemaster, aka Terry Dillard. He is a sophomore, and this is also his first appearance here in the NSESA state tournament. So we'll see both teams are actually going to be playing Protoss here to get started, and we'll see this Protoss v Protoss set up as right now both teams just starting to get their economies fired up. We're going to see quickly here that the supply between both is going to be sitting at 23 and 17. However, you can see the mineral count for Locojordo starting to hop up there. I think he's just got a couple more units sitting on his mineral line, as it looks like Tortlemaster has opted to go more the gas route. He's going to have a couple more sitting on there, and we'll get that maxed out here nicely here in just a minute. So both of these players, both being more along the lines of having to wall off against each other. I'm going to be curious as to exactly what they go to comp-wise, as I believe there is still built into the game a gentleman's clause as far as not moving their armies out until the 3 or 5 minute mark. And so they will get the opportunity to kind of skip the early game and push forward into some more advanced units. We're going to see a cybernetics core coming out quickly here. He's going to pop it out a little bit faster than Tortlemaster, but once again, he's kind of opted to go that mineral line a little sooner, so his gas is going to be just a little bit slower, but he now is going to get it back up. So we'll see what Tortlemaster kind of has up his sleeve. He's going to be getting his expansion just a little bit behind what Locojordo is doing. I'll talk a little bit just about the seeding that we have going on here. Locojordo is the 3rd seed from David City, with Tortlemaster being 2nd seed overall. Up in the top part of the bracket, also playing over on the other channel, is Toast from Amherst and NotNamedUser from David City. So 2 David City players making it here into our tournament. Going right up, we got a shield battery followed by a robotics facility. Going to be getting those warp gates out here real quick and successfully walling off his base from any threat coming in. He'll have enough room to move units through, of course. On the other side, we are not going to see much of a wall off occurring at the moment. He's going to be pretty open here. Might be a little bit of a factor when it comes into the 2 armies moving at each other, whether he moves out early on the side towards Locojordo, and if he's able to get his army moved through or not. So now we've got a little bit more to see how things sort of get going. Warp gate coming through and working on the armies. Both teams now will have an army of about 6. And just take a quick look as to how they're doing overall. Gonna have a couple stalkers. We're gonna see the first Stargate coming through. Robotics core also gonna follow here briefly. And on the other side, Robotics Core's been up for a while. Now going to be spending those minerals. We're just going to see the real quick 3 more gateways get plopped down pretty quickly. Robotics Core going to start working on Immortals. So now we'll see both teams are moving up. We're about to hit that 5-minute mark, so we'll see if anybody else moves out immediately here at 5 minutes. As it looks like Tortlemaster could be building up for another expansion here. See if he takes his 3rd expansion either on the left or the right. He's got a warp gate up. We'll see if he starts pushing through. He did opt to go gas early, so that could help when he's going for more of the build into the aerial units. Right now, it looks like he's not going to be doing anything immediately with that. He still is just working off this 1 warp gate, which might be an issue compared to the 3, and now going to be more like 7 or 8 warp gates that are going to come down here for Locojordo. So Locojordo right now could have an opportunity if he moves out, because he can rebuild his army quite a bit faster, and he is going to actually start moving forward. So we'll take a quick look here, and now we see here come the gateways down, but like I said, those might be just a bit too late, because with this army moving forward and the warp prism also up, that means he's going to be able to move in units and put them out. Now, he is going to go for his expansion here, but here is the army from Locojordo. We're going to follow this around as he's going to find the expansion here pretty early, warping in some more units. Zealots on the incoming. We'll see exactly how this goes down. They will have the advanced, a little bit more advanced. They're going to have weapons 1 on them, and they will start to hack at the base. Now, army for Locojordo is almost double the size of what it is for Tortlemaster. There goes down the Stargate. Now this Immortal just isn't going to last at all, taking out more and more. We got Zealots working on that economy line, and we are going to have some Dark Templar coming in. That's not quite expected, as Locojordo is going to move his units out. We're going to have more Dark Templar coming in. Like I said, that might have been what the gas buildup was for. I thought it was for maybe a couple aerial units, but he actually ends up getting these Dark Templar. So moving back now is Locojordo, but he did a big number on the economy. Just take a look at this mineral count between the two. About 1,000 plus here, and a little bit over 17 to 18 at times on that side. So this expansion does go down, but it's not going to have any workers there because we got quite a few that are missing from the second natural going on. Taken out immediately as this army is going to work its way back in. Does he have any observers here? He does have an observer now, so he'll be able to see those Dark Templar as they're moving in. And there they are. They are going to get noticed, and the Dark Templar now have to move out of there as quickly as they can. Tortlemaster needs to try and put something. He has a really good block here, but a couple Zealots are going to get through. They will actually take out the Warp Prism. That's huge, but there are just too many Zealots moving around here. They're going to finally get a surround on a couple of these units, and that should be all she wrote as Locojordo takes out the army of Tortlemaster. They'll work on the first base expansion here, and now finish that off as he looks to move into the main. We'll have a couple more units here from Tortle, but he has no way of blocking this off, so just be walking in. There he is, sacrificing all of his probes right into the main army of Locojordo, as this will be GG here in just a second. He's going to warp in a couple more units just to try and fight his way through, but with zero economy working on it now, he is going to be in trouble. The losses are huge on that side, and Locojordo will be taking the first game here. All right, we'll just take a quick look at the score screen here. As I was pointing out before, Locojordo did have the advantage going into how many resources he was kind of getting built up. Spent a little bit of time supply cap, but because he focused on that initially, he was able to get these gateways out, and he had way more gateways about halfway through this game. Sort of quickly scroll through as he built a bunch of gateways at 4 minutes, and by the time we get to 4 minutes for Tortlemaster, he only had that Stargate and a robotics facility up, so just able to sort of brute force his way in, and any losses he took, he was able to immediately replace. So we'll be going on to the second match here in just 1 minute. So in that previous match, we had a pretty quick overall 2 giant fights, honestly, as Locojordo was able to move through with the prism, warp prism, and get a bunch of units as he was moving up to the base. Once he saw those Dark Templar, he immediately kind of pulled back, was able to wait until he was able to, finish up and get the Observer. And after he got that Observer, he made another push in and was able to finish off Tortlemaster. Another opportunity here for Tortlemaster to do what he can. As we get started here with match number 2 between Tortlemaster and Locojordo. This time we'll once again still have Tortlemaster up here in the upper left, and on the lower right we will have Locojordo. Both sides will be probably doing about the same strategy we saw before. We'll see that Locojordo will set up this pylon, work to get a nice little blockade going here to make sure anything coming through, at least immediately, from Tortlemaster will be blocked to start. Once again, Tortlemaster very early on his gas pickup. You saw that in the previous match, but he didn't. He turned that into some Dark Templar, but honestly would really like to see him turn that into maybe a little bit more on the side of some aerial units if he's able to get them out. It'd be great if he could just pop out a couple Void Rays and really put the hammer down on those Zealots that Locojordo was using in the previous match. Of course, he'll have an issue when it comes to those Stalkers, but really a lot of what Locojordo was putting his time and effort into was the Zealots. He had a bunch of them when he ran in there and got really good surrounds. Almost was stopped right here the previous time when a couple Stalkers lined up perfectly here, but then they were able to get around and stop that from happening. So right off the bat, we'll see Zealot coming out. Cybernetics core going down on the side of Locojordo. He's also putting up putting out another Nexus here about immediately, which is going to be huge. We can already see he's creeping up a little bit into the thousands when we're talking about minerals and economy. Just a little bit behind is Tortlemaster, but once again, that can all be sort of pointed to how much gas Tortlemaster is working on. We're going to see the shield barrier and a robotics core, robotics facility going down to get things started. Zealots down for Tortlemaster as he's also working on his warp core upgrade. He's going to sit on a couple minerals here, probably look for his expansion here in just 1 second. As I expected, there is his expansion coming through. So expansion already down for Locojordo, and he is going to start trying to work quickly on his additional warp gates. As he did previously, he filled up this entire area with warp gates, got them all down. He is working on that observer right off the bat instead of the immortals that he had previously. He's expecting that Dark Templar to be coming through from the side of Tortlemaster. He's assuming that. We're going to see a observer coming out of Tortlemaster as well. A couple observers, actually. And a robotics bay coming through a little bit early. We'll see what plans he has for that as we're approaching the 3-minute and 45-second mark. And so we got finishing that warp gate research. I'm really curious to see actually what he's going to do with this robotics bay. Quite curious. Probably gonna. I would doubt that he goes into Stalkers, but I'm just not sure. Well, he'll go into Stalkers, but I'm just not quite sure what else he's gonna do with that at the moment. We got our upgrades going on the side of Locojordo. He's gonna be upgrading those zealots, of course. And here come around the 4-minute mark. Here come all these gateways, as he will be throwing that down shortly. A couple of mortals now going to come out. We're waiting for that warp prism that should be also showing up here shortly. Tortlemaster does have the larger army at the moment. However, his army production is a little bit healthier than what it was previously. He does have a couple more warp gates coming through. But with all the warp gates that are just about to show up here on the side of Locojordo, it is going to be a little bit of an uphill battle. So we'll see if he moves out at all, because we know that Locojordo is still building up, so he's not going to be moving out immediately. Here's his warp prism coming through. Once he gets that warp prism, he will start moving up. This is what I was wondering. I wondered if he was going to go Colossus with this robotics bay going down, and that should help in theory against the zealot rush coming through from the other side, but he has to keep his Colossus safe from the stalkers on the other side. We're going to take just a quick look at kind of the army composition. We do have some High Templar mixed in here. Once again, though, it is going to be a lot of zealots, so maybe this is the correct play to go this Colossus, keep it up on the high ground. They've got pretty good movability from, you can move them down, you know, over these higher ground areas. You'll have at least 2 by the time Locojordo moves in, I would assume. Setting up the warp prism. Oh, he misclicked there. And once again, High Templar now. And a couple more zealots. Here we go. Let's see how this works out. They are going to move in immediately. No immediate reaction, but they need to block up this area. They do so. The Colossus now need to do the work that they were intended to do. They're going to start pushing on to this front line, and they've got to watch out. They now have let Locojordo in. Can they protect the Colossus? They should be able to protect, but one goes down, and they did allow Locojordo's zealots to get moved in here on the backside. Stalker's going to be warped in, but it might just be a little too late, as Locojordo does have the army advantage and is moving in for the kill. He's got his warp prism here on the outside. He's going to take out the main buildings for Tortlemaster, and that means that Locojordo should have this one here. Pulling off the probes from the mineral line, absolutely finishing off the entire economy from Tortlemaster. He'll work on the expansion base first, finishing off any and all probes possible. There's enough minerals, but it's probably just going to end up in surrendering here in just a minute. Does get an Oracle up, but that's not going to be doing much against an Archon there on the bottom side. Trying to build something, but he has no more probes left. And that will be game 2, as Locojordo will win it and have the opportunity now to play for the championship. Congratulations to Locojordo, and good try there, and Tortlemaster will still have an opportunity to push in, or to go up for 3rd place. Take a quick look at the score summary, and things right now look pretty good if you are Locojordo, especially across everything and just units in general. He was able to out-train way more units than Tortlemaster. So we'll be right back here in a bit for the next set of games.